Well, hello, greetings from headquarters. No, really, greetings from my office here at Quest, which frankly, I really like my office. So I just want to say thank you for providing for our staff. But I personally am really grateful. I love being able to work out of the office when I'm here. So thank you. But I want to talk to you about a little bit of a problem. Not a big problem. It's not anything to worry about. But we have a parking problem here at Quest. Now, before I go into that, let me put it in context real quickly, okay? Now, the reason that we want to address this problem goes right back to us saying what we're all about. So from the very beginning of Quest, we said that we want to be a people and a place. So the church actually is people in the scriptures. The brick and mortar of a building is never called the church, ever. The church is always this group of people that come together to be a family that is really rallies around the content of their faith. And that faith, at the middle of it, at the very core of it, is always the person of Christ, of who he was, what he did, what he will do in the future. His coming back is a reality that we are a family. We're brothers and sisters in this family of the body of Christ. And so we are a people primarily, but in this culture, there is a place where often they gather. So we call it at 17126 Manchester Road in Wildwood is the home in a sense of Quest. So we are a people and a place where everyone is welcome. We say it this way, that the skeptic, the one who's saying, yeah, I'm not sure I'm buying this, or the inquirer, someone who says, I'm thinking about buying into this faith, or the already convinced, meaning those who have already bought in. So we're a people and a place where the skeptic, the inquirer, and the already convinced can find three things: a place to belong, a place to believe, and a place to be transformed. So a place to belong, to be in relationship, to be valued as a human being, and to understand that we can talk about the issues of life in a meaningful way, and that we can come to a place of belief, of faith, and that faith transforms us. That's what we're all about. In fact, we say it on the sign in the front of our property, that we are a people that are in and for the community. Now, a lot of organizations maybe could say that. They're in and for the community, but we mean it very much in this idea of faith. What do we have faith? Now, we believe that the faith, the scriptural faith, the biblical faith, the Christian faith, answers the critical questions of life, right? So the critical questions of life are really that every person on planet Earth needs to wrestle with, needs to deal with, and probably should take responsibility to answer in some sort of way. And everyone does, sometimes passively, sometimes actively, and very meaningfully, but they have to answer 4 or 5 really key questions. First of all is, where did I come from? What's my origin? How'd this happen? Is this by design or is it by accident? How did this happen that I exist? People have to wrestle with that and answer that. Second is, what's the meaning and the purpose of life itself? This thing that happened, either by design, if it happened randomly, then really there's no inherent purpose. It's just an accident. So when we say that you have purpose, we are saying there's some sort of design. But what is that meaning and what is that purpose of life itself? Everyone has to answer that question. Third is, where do we find a moral structure for life? We can create our own, or we have to deal with, is there a transcendent meaning and purpose? Is there a transcendent moral compass that comes from beyond ourselves, that transcends, that trans into our lives and into our world, that I can adopt? And where would that come from? Do I just make it up? Or is there something out there that I adopt, which is what a lot of people do? It's what we've done as believers, as Christians, is adopted a moral structure for life, a moral compass, if you will, that guides us through. That's our third question. The fourth one is, what's my destiny? What happens when I die? Is it just annihilation? It just came from dust, I end in dust, nothing, there's no meaning beyond it? Or is there some sort of eternity that is built into our soul that we deal with? What's our destiny in life? And maybe the fifth question I think we all have to wrestle with is, what do I do with this angst that I experience, that I face, of knowing that I'm not only, that I'm a broken person in a broken world? And I can't blame all this brokenness out there on others, but there's a lot of brokenness inside of me and inadequacy. And so we keep trying to maybe earn our way into something, whether it be earn our way into the presence of God or earn our way into the graces of other people or whatever it might be, but facing the reality that none of us are perfect. We've all fallen short. And the scriptures tell us we've fallen short of the glory of God, which is a no-brainer, right? But I've even fallen short of even my own ideals. What do we do with that brokenness? And really, we believe that the scriptures, that a relationship with God, mostly given in the relationship with Christ, answers those 5 questions. And so if we're going to be a people that are in and for the community, we want to be not only people who understand the grace of God in our own lives, but are willing to have that grace touch the lives of other people and answer those critical questions. And so the deal is, we want to have as much room as possible for people to come and be among us, to belong. And so we have a building where the building itself holds more people than our parking lot can handle. And so if there's more people that want to come, which I think there are, to be honest with you, and it's not in hordes of people, but a number of people. If we said, hey, we really want you to be welcomed here, and we want you to be able to connect, then we need to make room, and the parking lot makes it hard to do that. Now, to solve that, there are a variety of solutions we've checked out in the past. They go anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million. Well, frankly, at this point, we don't have either one of those. But we also, if we did have $1 million, I'm not sure we'd want to spend it on a parking lot. There might be more profound things that we'd want to spend it on when we have permission to use the parking lot up at Pond Elementary, where they have 177 parking spaces available, which we don't need anywhere close to that. If we filled up all of that, then this building would not be big enough. So, it's a back and forth relationship. But we want to ask if you would consider parking up there. Now, if it makes it a hardship, then by all means, park here on this campus. But if you're able, if you can carve into your day 5, maybe 10 minutes extra to park up there, be shuttled down here, and then to be shuttled back after church, if you could fit that in, we'd like to make more room in the parking lot, and therefore in our building, and therefore in our lives, make room for more people to be able to wrestle with the issues of life and to answer the key questions of life with an answer that satisfies both their head and their heart. That's what I believe the gospel does. It will satisfy the depths of who we are. That somehow the scriptures ring with truth like nothing else does in life. So, I want to encourage you, if you would park up at Pond, we'll shuttle you down and we'll try to become more and more efficient about doing that. But we want to really see if we can make this successful, okay? But it's not because we, some sort of organizational deal, but it's with the purpose of touching the lives of people. We want to do that. And it's really the Lord that wants to do that. And we just want to be instruments or tools that he might use by his own grace and kindness. All right? All right, enough for today. Love you guys. Be well. Look forward to seeing you. I'll see you on the shuttle.